curry with an omelet in it. I know that sounds totally weird, but Tim and I got an Indian cookbook for Christmas, and in it was this crazy but wonderful omelet curry. I'm going to be adding some Debbie Wong touches as usual, so stay tuned and watch the magic happen. That's Bollywood dancing. Before you do anything, heat up the pan. I do medium. Oh, I'm using my the bottom of my tagine. I love this thing. So let me first introduce you to the spices in this curry. Half a teaspoon each of cumin, fennel, ground chili powder, and garam masala. Garam masala is an Indian spice blend that's going to give you that cinnamony, clovey kind of flavor. I think chai tea. Plus 2 teaspoons of coriander and 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. So if you noticed, my fennel and cumin are both whole seeds. So I'm going to grind them up in the mortar and pestle. Now there's no shame in getting ground seeds, but I find with the whole, the flavor is so much more pungent. So to transform this dry blend into a paste, we're going to be adding some wet ingredients. I'm going to be adding some concentrated cooking tamarind, as you see here. It's actually just tamarind paste. Used a lot in Thai cooking, used a lot in Indian cooking. This jar cost me $2.39. Shit, that's cheap, right? It's gonna be real sweet and tangy. I like that. 2 tablespoons. Wow. Now we're gonna work on the stew portion of it. First, an onion. Small one will do. Chop that shit up. Actually, you know what? Slice it up. Slice it. Keep it in strips. Ooh, it's a strong onion. So while this stuff is sizzling, I'm going to work on my omelette. So the omelette gets a very similar base as the curry. I'm going to do onions and chilies as well. Except with this onion, I'm going to chop them up small. The cool thing about doing onions and chilies both in the gravy and within the omelette is that you get this wonderful layered effect. You get the less cooked onions and chilies for more fresher taste, and you get the more cooked onions and chilies for that caramelized taste. And it's like a sensation in your mouth. Woo, that spice! So our onions have really cooked right down. Check it out. Good and soft. And now we're going to add the curry paste to the onions. And those smells, I ain't gonna lie, that's like sexy, that smell. So I got 2 quick tips when you're making curry. Number 1, always make your own curry paste, like I did just now. It's hugely worth it, hugely. Don't buy that like pre-made curry paste, you know, that stuff. I don't even know what's in that stuff. Number 2, always put your curry paste in at the very beginning of cooking and let it cook for a good at least 5 minutes in the oil. This opens up the spices and brings them up to their highest potential. Look at that. I mean, I could just eat that on top of some toast, you know what I mean? little bit spicy, we've decided to make some raita, which is kind of like an Indian tzatziki, if you will. Than a dip, if you will. You know what I mean? So now we're going to move on to the eggs. I've got a non-stick pan hot with some oil. I'm going to pour in our eggs. Ooh, sizzle. Quiet sizzle. You see what I'm doing here? Pushing the cook. Pushing the cook. Compensate with the raw. Pushing the cook. Compensate with the raw. You know what I'm saying, right? So, our omelet has gone through hell and back. But that's okay, because it's like home style dish, you know what I mean? Who cares, right? So we're just gonna cut it up into kind of like bite-sized strips, if you will. And we're just gonna put it right in the curry. Here is the finished dish. I'm serving it with some saffron basmati rice and my raita just drizzled on top. Mmm. Wow. It's got an amazing tang. Earthy spices. It's amazing, guys. It's like comforting, spicy, exciting. I recommend it. See you next time. Fennel, ground chili powder,